Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just want to do a quick video on what we've been doing to make money during the COVID-19 shutdown. First thing I'll start off with is work from home. Something that you can do if you have a computer and a landline telephone. I actually run a call center. It's called Capture Virtual Solutions, and you're able to take inbound calls, customer service. There are different companies that you can service for. Carnival, Cruise Lines, Home Depot, Instacart. You're doing customer service. They do pay starting at $9 an hour up to $16 an hour, depending on which client you choose to service for. I'll leave a link down below on how you can register to work from home doing that. There's another company that I partner with. It's called ACD, and it's also inbound calls, but for like a nonprofit organization. So people will call in to donate money to these nonprofit organizations, and all you're doing is directing them on where they need to donate the money. You're reading directly from the screen, so it's pretty simple. That is paid by the minute, so it's not paid by the hour, you're paid by the minute. I believe it's about 25 cents per minute that you're on the call, but the calls are quick, so you have to think about how many minutes are you actually servicing for, or how many minutes do you want to service for. You get to choose your hours. You're in control of how much money you earn, the hours that you work, when you want to work, and it's up to you. Real simple to register, sign up, and to get started. Now, what I've been doing since February, before we actually came in contact with shutting down for the COVID-19, is driving. So I started off doing Uber. That was pretty much where I figured out I really didn't want to ride people around. Where I'm at, I'm located at a military base. So, you get clientele. A lot of them are going to be going to the base. So I don't know. I don't really like having people in the car with me. So I started doing food delivering. I started off with Favor. Favor is a Texas delivery service. They are partnered with HEB, and you can order from anywhere, a gas station, restaurant. You can order food to go from anywhere. In Favor, the driver will go take your order, get your food, and then deliver it to you. That was one that I started off with for doing food delivery. Then I discovered DoorDash. I don't know if DoorDash is strictly Texas or if it's all over the place. But for me, DoorDash is the best one to actually service for. You're able to see how much you're going to earn for the delivery itself, including the tip on what the customer is paying and including the service fee that the company is paying. You're able to see the location of the restaurant and the location of the house. And if you're familiar with the area that you live in, you can basically choose whether you want to decline delivering to certain areas, or depending on how far it is from where you're at. Because a lot of times it could be 10 miles, 15 miles. Me, I try to stay within 3 miles, 4 miles. If I do 5 miles or more, it has to pay out more than a certain amount of money. Right now, I try to stick around $8 per delivery. Now with Favor, let me go back to Favor. With delivering from the HEB grocery store, you go, you park, you get the groceries. They actually load your car. You don't have to get out at all. Because DoorDash, all you do is you go pick up an order and you go. The customer has already ordered it. The company has already made it. And all you're doing is grabbing the bag, getting in your car, going. Sometimes right now with the COVID-19, you don't even get out of the car. You have to go to the drive-through, or they have parking spaces for you to park, and someone will come and get the name of the order and bring the order out to you. So it's convenient, especially with the COVID-19, it's causing everything to go that way. Now, yesterday, I do want to give an event that happened yesterday. So we had a pretty slow day started. We normally start at noon because all the restaurants around here open at 11. So we normally do lunch rush. And we're sitting there. We got an order for Chick-fil-A, which was like a stop sign from where we were parked. We'll just hang out and park and wait for orders. That way we're not wasting time and wasting gas. And so we get over to the Chick-fil-A. Now, pulling in, and I don't know if all of your Chick-fil-A's are like this, but pulling in, you'll have your one lane, you know, the drive-through lane. Sometimes they have two drive-through lanes. Right now, this particular Chick-fil-A, they do have the two drive-through lanes, except the employees are taking the orders from outside. So they have a little board and they're going in doing the order to your window. Well, then there's a third lane. The third lane, you pull in and you park into a parking space for the delivery services. Uber Eats, Waiter, DoorDash, Favor. That's what those orders are for. Well, actually, sorry, Favor goes through the drive-through and does the order. But for the pickup and go companies, you would park. Now, this particular parking space, now I have a SUV. I have a Ford Explorer 2018. So it's a pretty good sized vehicle. So I pull in. When I pulled in, I already felt kind of weird about it because I'm like, okay, how am I going to pull out without backing into somebody because of the way that the lanes were, the drive-through lanes. It was such a tight fit. Now, so I park in next to a Honda Accord, red Honda Accord, another another driver. So, you know, he's picking up his stuff. He gets his order. I'm still waiting on my order, so I'm just sitting in my car. And he pulls out the parking space, but he cuts his tire too much, trying to avoid backing into the lane for the drive-through. When he does that, he actually hits my back bumper. And so I felt the vehicle rock. And I was like, did he just hit me? So my boyfriend gets out the car, goes to get the guy's information, and the guy takes off. So he takes off down the parking lot. And he literally has to chase him a couple of buildings down to get him to stop and come back. And I get out the vehicle, I look at my damage, and I'm like, at first, you know, if it's a scratch, I'm like, whatever. But this scratch was a little more than a scratch. I could actually see the silver underneath my paint. So I chose I'd rather just get his information so that I can get this taken care of. It was no big deal, you know, accidents happen. He was an older gentleman. I kind of felt really bad because he was handicapped. We are in a place where a lot of veterans, military veterans, older, especially the older ones, are a little, you know, handicapped. Actually, everyone around here has a handicap sign, like no lie, or handicap decal plates. So he gets out limping, trying to look at his car, looking at my car. He parks in a non-parking space. So he comes back. After he chased him, he comes back through the parking lot, going towards the cars that are coming through the drive-through. So he's in our third lane that we pull in to park, but he's coming in the opposite direction. So he comes back through that lane and parks in a non-parking location. We call the police come. The policeman parks behind his car, his Honda, when he parked at the non-parking location. Policeman does the report and everything. We exchange information. Everyone's getting ready to leave. I'm going to show a small clip of what we saw when the Honda backs up from this non-parking space. He actually backs into another vehicle going through the drive-through. Backs into her. They didn't stop, but the policeman is in back. So he's watching the whole thing. He's watching the guy pull out. The Honda pulls off because whoever got hit didn't care, right? Then the Honda pulls forward, to correct the angle, and so he starts to hit reverse again, almost hitting the police officer's vehicle, almost bumping into his vehicle. So then finally, he pulls out the parking lot, and I just felt really bad. I'm like, this guy shouldn't be driving. He did have a woman in the car with him. I don't understand why she wasn't driving, because it obviously was a tight spot, and I can understand it was 50% the company's fault, because that parking lot is not made for 3 lanes. You had big trucks coming through there, Ford Expeditions. You have pickup trucks trying to squeeze past cars that are in parking spaces, and because of the drive-through lane was obviously not enough space. It was enough space. Give yourself a couple of inches. Like, come on now. It was ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, I did a claim. I'll let you guys know how that goes. And the company, now DoorDash, I did grab my order, and I wasn't able to make that delivery, so I had to reach out to customer service. Customer service went ahead and canceled the order. They did still pay me 50% of the order, and I got a free meal because I couldn't deliver the gentleman's food.